The world as it appears before us is a recreation of our senses transformed into pictures in our minds. So everything in our experience is our minds. So I've been thinking, what if the human mind resembles the natural world around us? In Buddhism, everything is of the mind. They don't attempt to prove an outside world beyond our senses because our senses creating the world is the full extent to which we can know things. The idea of karma is that karma is the so-called external world. So the lower on the karmic scale, the less beautiful life can be perceived. So a worm is low on the karmic scale because its external world isn't very vibrant. Not that I know what it's like to be a worm. And people are high on the karmic scale because our senses provide a wealth of vibrant experience. I say all of this to say, what we perceive as the outside world is really in us. The clouds, the trees, bodies of waters, animals, other people, all of it, everything we have ever learned, exists within us and leaves us through communication. So I want to play with the idea that our mental states reflect our world. I don't mean in a way in which we are products of our environment, but in a way in which we closely resemble nature in a deeper way than we think we do. So today I'm going to play with the idea that the clouds above us may be a physical representation of how our thoughts act. I mean, they do both exist in our heads. They float above us, never taking the same shape. They spend some time in our view until they drift away, never to be seen again. The whole time they are in our awareness, they slowly transform their shape. A clear sky without clouds allows the sun to fully illuminate the world around us. When the sun rays cast light over our world, everything becomes visible. Without it, life struggles to exist and our sight would be useless. The same way a mind without thoughts can witness the present as it happens before it, and doesn't miss what is going on in front of it. The sun sparks life and vision. In a similar way, we have to turn our attentions towards something for it to be illuminated in our minds. What I turn my attention towards becomes the entirety of the world and then stored in me, so in my mind I have a map of my surroundings. So without the light of vision, I become unaware of the world around me. So when we have immense clouds, the lights become blocked out. It's hard to experience and witness what is happening when there is a mass of thoughts floating around in our head. The light from the sun reflects off the clouds and doesn't hit Earth. The same way our attention gets turned towards our thoughts and away from what is in front of us. The majority of clouds have no effect on the world. They drift for a while until they dissipate. They can be seen and noticed, but they can't be touched or felt. But heavy, dense clouds can create a rain. Like a heavy thought can create tears. Most thoughts float by, but aren't strong enough to move a person into action. Dense clouds also generate lightning, a volatile and extreme force. Some thoughts evict heavy emotion and can move a person into explosive and passionate action that leaves an impact on the world around it. When a storm comes through, the sun is blacked out, heavy rains pour, and lightning strikes and everything hides away to wait the storm out until the light comes through again. In a depression, we can no longer see the world we live in. Life happening at the horizon of time, our want to see, learn, and be, and our potentiality for what we're capable of doing becomes completely clouded by immense thoughts, so the light becomes shut off. And when we lock down and hide away in our minds, we experience sadness and our actions become different. Storms change the landscape of the world as well. After a storm, the landscape has been demolished, weak limbs of trees get torn off, green grasses become muddied. But when the storm passes, it creates room for new growth, while removing pieces that wouldn't withstand the storm. Like a depression, things that couldn't withstand get left behind. But new space for change and growth becomes open. We can also get lost in a cloud. It's letting a thought encompass your experience. The world is seen through the fog of a thought or an idea. What is seen and experienced isn't seen through a pure lens of perception, but the light is filtered through the cloud.